Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Ousted CBN Governor Sanusi Lamido Sanusi named Emir of Kano. Spontaneous protests across the ancient city as supporters of eldest son of the late Emir kick. Police disrupt APC rally in Ekiti State, one person killed. And ex-army chief Abdul Fattah al-Sisi sworn in as Egypt's new president after a landslide election victory. A reminder here that all our top stories can be found on our website, ChannelsTV.com, and on YouTube.com/channelsweb. And do visit channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. You can also interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. So if you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. Politics now. In about 2 weeks from today, the people of Ekiti State will go to the polls to elect their governor. However, it appears all is not going well at this time. And that's because at least one person may have been killed in violence that occurred today in Ado-Ekiti, the state capital. Early this morning, members of the All Progressives Congress, led by some of their leaders, including the governor, Kayode Fayemi, were out on some form of campaign when they were allegedly attacked. President Jonathan, alongside top members of the PDP, were part of a mega rally in Ado-Ekiti yesterday, where the candidate, Ayo Fayose, was officially handed the party's flag.
Sunday morning, hundreds of excited APC supporters took to the streets of Ado-Ekiti, the capital of Ekiti State. The Ejibo area of the capital was agog with drumming, political chants and campaign songs as the jubilant supporters with brooms in their hands danced and marched through the streets. But it appears their excitement has only but a slender body. Soon enough, it was interrupted. Smoke, obviously from police tear gas, could be seen. Some residents say they heard gunshots for several minutes. The jubilant supporters could not manage singing and scampering at the same time as they run for their life. The armed security operatives appear through the haze of smoke. And the aftermath of the skirmish leaves behind damaged vehicles and sadly a lifeless body. And furious governor could only demonstrate his outrage as he makes for his vehicle.
You have killed somebody here. Who are you defending? Whose interest are you protecting? You are going to cause trouble in this country.
With the governorship election in the state just few days away, this event could only call to question the preparedness of security operatives to secure the lives of the citizens and suppress any possible violence. Shane Kimbale, Channels Television News.
The president-elect of Guinea-Bissau, José Maria Vaz, has been at the presidential villa with President Goodluck Jonathan. President José Maria Vaz arrived at the villa at around 8:30 this evening and has been holding talks with President Jonathan, details of which have not been disclosed, but discussions are believed to center around the president's election last month. The country first held its first round of elections in April this year, which led to a runoff in May. Mr. Vaz won the election. The country had been under a transitional government since a military takeover in 2012, ousted interim President Raimundo Piera, and had halted a presidential runoff election last year. Well, in the face of security challenges in the country, NASFAT has asked its members worldwide to fast and pray for Nigeria At its grounds today, the Chief Missioner of the Society, Abdullahi Akimbode, said it is time for all Nigerians to return to God through prayers for peace to reign. He also asked everyone to shun selfishness and think more about their neighbor.
Another day, another time dedicated to God, with hopes that Nigeria will come past these moments of challenges. This is the Nasrul Lahi 40 grounds, Nasfat for short, and it's a day of fasting and prayers.
We are at the end of the point. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. We are helpless. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ever living. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all powerful. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the supreme in majesty, supreme in authority, supreme in mighty, who has power over everything. And when he decrees that something should be, it will be.
The prayers here are two-edged: God's intervention and prayers to galvanize a soul search.
Prayers have been said in numerous places, numerous times in Nigeria. It is a prayer accompanied with a message to Nigeria that our prayers appear not to be answered because of ourselves, because we ourselves are guilty of being less than righteous. Less than righteous. We are unjust to ourselves, we are inequitable, we don't put trust very, very high in our value system. We are not honest. How can we continue to wallow in such infractions and expect God to answer our prayers? If the prayers are not being answered, the problem is us. And we are telling ourselves, leadership, followership, we need to change.
Concerns in some quarters are also rife about rising number of fundamentalists, but the Nasfat women leader is quick to distance them from Islamic doctrines.
And Islam is a religion of peace. In the Quran says, if you save a life, you save a nation. That if you kill a human being, you kill the whole nation. Then the person whoever kills will never be forgiven. They are unbelievers. And you say those people are Muslims? Definitely. I will tell you that the killings we are having in this nation, it is truly un-Islamic.
There couldn't have been any better time to further the collaboration between the Muslim community and the faith-based community for this nation. Heavy on the hearts of the people behind me is the prayer that God will quickly take us away from these current troubles that we go through as a nation. Everyone here seems to say that there isn't any connection between the Muslims and those who currently terrorize this country in the northeast of Nigeria. From the Nasfat ground here in Lagos, this is Olu Phillips reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, by tomorrow, we might see an end to the row over the hike in school fees at the Lagos State University, as the report and recommendation by the school's governing council is expected to reach the governor. The recommendation is expected to deal with the agitation of the rampaging schools seeking a review in their school fees. A new school fees had been fixed between 200 and 350,000 naira, but the students had opposed it and for about 3 days have been taken to the streets in Lagos demanding a review in the fees. Meanwhile, Governor Babatunde Fashola has promised to complete the ongoing construction of the lingering Agor Palace Way in Okota area if residents cooperate with government. Inspecting the road, the governor explained that the delay in the completion is as a result of court cases filed by residents. He's appealing to them to allow government finish the road. He also took time to inspect an ongoing road and housing project in Mushin.
Mushin and Isolo. They are two of the most densely populated areas in Lagos. As expected, constant challenges arise regarding adequate provision of accommodation and good road network. The Lagos state government has over the years tried to alleviate the people's burden. This time, Governor Babatunde Fashola is in Mushin to see the ongoing rehabilitation of the Isolo-Mushin Road, a strategic road in Mushin that links other areas and is vital to the economy of Mushin and Isolo. Next, the team inspects the nearly completed housing scheme in Mushin. The structure comprises 60 housing units. And it's off to the Isolo area. I got to be precise. It's not all smiles and sunshine. It's like an old wound that refuses to heal. The issue of Agop Palace Way comes up again.
Nobody forced us to start. It was part of our plan, but we ran into difficulties. People didn't want to give up their properties where we needed to expand the road, but they wanted a road. Nobody wants it to pass through his house. So who is going to sacrifice for the public? So there were court cases. But in the event, almost 4 kilometers has been completed. The last phase now, which is about 3.4 kilometers, which will give you a total of about 7 kilometers of dual carriageway.
It was initially thought the court cases surrounding the completion of the 7-kilometer road, which have lingered for years, would have been settled. But with the visit of the governor to the area, and in his words, the drama is far from over.
The contractor is on site to finish the last phase. He says that they can finish it before the end of this year. Now it's going to depend on the community whether they want him to finish at the end of the year. There are structures that need to give way, so they must be removed in order to expand the road. So if people take us to court, we will stop. That's the deal, and that's why I've come here, to appeal and to explain. People have to sacrifice in order to get a better life.
While the government embarks on projects that are people-centered and worth commending, it's almost certain that one or two lingering issues will always pose a dark cloud that may not pass as quickly as everyone would have expected.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Anambra State embarks on massive rice production. Please join us again.